And also here are the 9 tips that we will study. Practice taking model tests, as Baron's book have a lot of model tests. By practicing that, you will get high score in TOEFL IBT. Students who have an opportunity to take at least one model test will almost always increase their scores significantly into the official TOEFL test. How much you are practicing the model test and how much you will get experimental in model tests, it will be useful for you in official TOEFL test. Experience is a great teacher. This book provides you with 7 model tests for practice and a bonus model test on the CD-ROM. In order to take advantage of these experiences, you should always follow the test directions, that which test will guide you and direct you on which way. When you find that, then it will help you on official TOEFL test. That direction or test direction carefully and time each section. For that reason, it will more experiences for you that take each model test without stopping for a break until you finish the reading and listening sections. Then take a 10-minute break and work without stopping until you complete the speaking and writing sections. By simulating the test conditions, you will become familiar with the way that it feels to take the TOEFL, and you will be able to concentrate on the questions instead of trying to figure out what is going to happen next. You will also learn to pace yourself so that you can finish each section within the time limits. Remember, you should not try to memorize the questions and the model tests. You will find similar questions on the official TOEFL, but you will not find exactly the same question. Because of what? Because try to improve your skills and not your memory. Memory is not important in TOEFL tests, and only skills are important, because as we can say that writing skill, reading skill, and even speaking skill with listening skill, it's a most significant skills in official guide of the TOEFL IBT for every student that they want to take the TOEFL exam. And here we have the 10th one step that is really useful for you. Estimate your TOEFL score. It will also give you a positive message when you are taking and practicing the model test. Then you will estimate your TOEFL score by that. Chapter 6 gives you a method of estimating your TOEFL score from scores on the model test in this book. If you do not have a teacher or a reliable grader to evaluate your speaking and writing sections, you may not consider using one of the services listed at the end of the chapter. You need to know how your speaking and writing will factor into the total score, because the most important thing that you will have a grader, reliable grader, and who will evaluate your speaking and writing sections, and or a teacher that will guide you how you can improve in writing and speaking section to be as a coach for you. And also the 11th one is, as previously I mentioned, that maintain a positive attitude when you are estimating your TOEFL score. Then you will have a maintain with a positive attitude, and a positive attitude is also important to have start with getting the highest score of TOEFL. And throughout the book you will find advice for staying positive and motivated. Most of it can be found under the heading Advisor's Office. Take the time to read in suggestions and think about them. Other successful students have benefited from the same advice. As at the room or at the place, at the office that you are taking the TOEFL exam, there will be an advisor's office that will over there that you can get a positive message from those students that they have become successful and they have experienced over there, then you can do it too. And because other successful students have also benefited from it advice. So at end, thank you from your passion. We have arrived at the last steps or 11 steps. Take the test when you are ready. Some students try to succeed on the TOEFL before they are ready. Be realistic about your study schedule. If you are not scoring very well on the model tests and the estimates of your TOEFL scores are below the minimum for you to achieve your goal, as we have studied in estimating section, that you have to estimate and you have to be ready after that you can take the TOEFL test. You should consider your registration date. Knowing when you take the test is part of a successful study plan. If you give yourself the time you need and if you follow the study plan using this book, you will reach your goal in the future. You will not be asked whether you took the TOEFL a month earlier or later, but you will be asked to produce the required score. You can do it. Take the test when you are ready. Some students, even they study the book or even they have make a preparation for their own selves, they started to take the TOEFL exam, that completely most of them are become fail because they are not addicted with the direction of the TOEFL IBT examination rules and regulations, and they are not ready. When you become ready and you have a good estimation of your own score, then you can take the TOEFL exam and perfectively you will have start with a positive attitude. Then with that very 12 steps that we have studied, they will more useful for your own self to achieve your own goal. And thank you for your attention. This is Ismail Amiri. If there is any question, please provide in comment box or WhatsApp numbers that are addressed to you. Thank you. Goodbye.